Hi guys, and welcome to today's vlog. As you will hear it shortly, today I visited the very romantic tax office here in the Netherlands because, long story short, they picked my company Dapper Dragen out, saying that I'm not an entrepreneurship. That Dapper Dragen is just some kind of on-site activity because it doesn't generate enough income. That's what it came down to, which is interesting because in the Netherlands we don't have such law that you have to earn so much or invest so much to be able to call yourself a company. So with my accountant, my partner, and my smaller son, we ventured to Eindhoven to the Belastingdienst, and this is the story about that, and I hope you will enjoy it with me. And I make this video for two reasons. For three reasons. First of all is that those of you who have been with me from the first moment, they also know about that this case has been going on since April. So it's nice to give you an update how it's going. Secondly, I had in the past, as many of us, massive issues with avoiding conflicts. And I think that self-help and improvement and just willingness to live your life in a better way, in a calmer way, and in a happier way is so worth it to invest in it. I invested an enormous amount of time into improving myself because in the past I had constant panic attacks. I was avoiding conflicts, and such case would have really rocked my boat. And you know what? Today we actually had fun. We just went there and had fun. And in the beginning, when the case started, I was quite nervous because it also means that I had to give back money to the tax office, and it would and will have more consequences if I don't win the case financially. And yet, I do my best, and I say what I can say, and I absolutely didn't have a panic attack. I wasn't too nervous, and it's a great thing to see on myself. Also, it inspired me to be an even better entrepreneur and to display what I can give to the people with my company. So that was fun. In the meantime, my little boy is athletic breastfeeding. I don't even know how he can move so much while doing it. Anyway, the third thing why I'm making this video, this little vlog, is that many of you ask how I'm working with my children, and this is it. So my older one is now definitely old enough to go to daycare twice a week. Actually, they are very well selected places where he feels safe, he feels great. So big works, consultations, and official meetings I do on the days when he is not here. And the small one I just keep with me all the time, and that's the key to my success. I never have to worry about feeding my babies or will I be back on time. If I give a course or a consultation, usually I do it when daddy is at home, when their daddy is at home, so then they are in the same house with me. The little one can come in to breastfeed because I often work in the evenings, and then he is fussy or he wants to cluster feed. That's not a problem. When he gets fussy, he comes up to my room, I put him on my booby, and then I, do business as usual. And during the day in my meetings, like today, he was just sitting with me in my lap at the desk. He's a very active boy, so he's not the type who sits still a lot, but new places, new people, then usually he's happy if I'm in a new place just to sit and observe, and then he gets tired because of all the stimuli, and then I'm just, going to breastfeed him, and that's it. At home, obviously, he can just play here in the living room or in my office. And this is how we work together. And I'm planning to make more videos on working with children, because I think it's very important that if you can have a job where it's safe to take your children to, then it's really, really useful to have them around. So that you are calm, and instead of worrying about being at home, you can just focus on your job and share the joy with your children. Also, it brings a whole different attitude towards your work, and your partners are going to react differently when a child is there at the desk. I just love it. It brings happiness. It reminds us what we are working for. so important. It reminds everybody. It's immediately just better. And I can definitely handle my children during these meetings. That's not to say I don't train them. I don't think that they're trainable like dogs or anything. But, you know, I know what they need. I know if they are really fussy and if they are sick or there is something important, you know, like if I do a consultation for a newborn or so, obviously I'm not going to juggle with my own children at the same time. Then I arrange for daddy or someone else to mind them for those, you know, 2 hours or so. But the majority of my work I really do when my children are around, and it's fine. We just got used to it. And, you know, I'm always there. I didn't miss anything for the first one, and I didn't miss thus far anything for the second one. It's great. And everything I achieve, you know, I remember when I was writing that text for the website, what the little one was doing in the meantime. It's just great. Dapper Dragen is a truly family business, and it's not only about families, but yeah, it's just us trying to live what we teach, and hopefully inspire based on how we live. So yeah, here comes the vlog, and let's go. Good morning everyone, it's Melinda from Dapper Dragen, and today I'm making a very special vlog, and it's not the day when I'm going to talk about breastfeeding and baby wearing, but it's the day when I'm going to talk about a tax office, because we are on our way to the tax office, because they figured that my company is not a company. So long story short, you have to comply to a set of rules to be able to say that you have a company, to be able to be recognized as such. And from the, I don't know, 8 things, they said that I didn't take enough risks and put enough, didn't put enough finances in it, and didn't earn enough money, stuff like that, which is hilarious. I'm a very slow starting company. Those of you who've been following me from the first step know that I have a plan, and I'm a stay-at-home mom basically while building up my business, with absolutely no initial investment whatsoever, which doesn't mean that you shouldn't be able to start. My things are intellectual properties, you know, courses and stuff like that. So quite frankly, everybody we asked, including accountants, thinks that it's a bit weird that I was picked out for this check, and I don't know what to expect either, because I've never been to the tax office in the Netherlands. Thus far I was pretty happy with what they do for us. I love their platforms and everything else. And yeah, I'm going to update you after the big meeting, and who knows, if I have time I might make a little video just to show you what the tax office is like. This is not, you know, my hobby to do this, but I think if it has to happen, we can just try to be cheerful and make it an adventure. I'm driving with Aroy, my lovely partner, and with my son in the back, the smaller one. So with a bit of luck I will be standing again at someone's desk breastfeeding and explaining about Dapper Dragen, as it happens usually. My accountant meets us there, which is lovely, because I don't know, wherever you live in the world, perhaps you're aware how much an accountant costs. So thus far, it's this is my financial risk and investment, one of the biggest one I've ever made to Dapper Dragen, if you want to know, and if the dear tax office wants to know. So I'm very curious what they would like from me. Yeah, so fingers crossed everything will go well. By the time this video is live, I will know the outcome. So yeah, see you at the next bit of this very interesting chapter. Hello, we just arrived to the wonderful building of the Belastingdienst tax office. Here is my team, at least partially, and see let's see what we can achieve here. I'm really hoping that they will recognize me, also as a matter of principle, as well as for the financial consequences. Fingers crossed, guys. Hi guys, we are just done with our meeting at the tax office. I was not allowed to film inside. Obviously I didn't want to film the meeting, but I couldn't even take a picture in the building, which is not a big issue. The point is that we had a really funny meeting. So there was me, as usual, with my little baby on the breast talking. My partner with all the paperwork and, you know, being my two hands explaining the things, and my accountant, really slick accountant, you know, really knows the system, and then two persons from the tax office. Information went back and forth. What they didn't take into account, for example, is that I was pregnant, and in that year when I was pregnant and when I gave birth, I couldn't you know, work so much to increase my profits. And that's oh, don't cry, baby. That's interesting because obviously the tax office sees that. I clearly told them that I'm pregnant, and for that I also, you know, there's a whole tax construction when a new child comes in, so they knew it. And it doesn't even occur to anybody that if you are an entrepreneurship and you're working alone in your company, you're pregnant, and in that year you're not going to perhaps double your profits. I mean, for me it's sort of normal to think this way, but I know that it is a cultural difference, and I think here motherhood as it is just not really considered, so they don't factor it in. But it's good that now they noted it. We don't have anything concrete just yet. They promised that they are going to look into my case. You know, we ran through the numbers, I told how we are growing, I presented basically everything. So bottom line is we said everything we could say. There was my accountant and us, we showed everything that we could show. So I'm calm that I did my very, very best. And the funny thing is that, you know, I told them quite frankly that one of the biggest investment, which was one of the points that they don't make enough investment, I said one of the biggest investment is my accountant, actually, you know, who costs so much per an hour and who's sitting here with me, you know, far away from home talking to you. So yeah, it's quite interesting. I literally told it to them that I could have spent that money on buying in some reps and trying to sell it so that I create some more profit, which they seem to desire so much. It was a very interesting experience. I'm definitely going to keep in the loop on how it went and what's going to be the judgment on this whole thing. Yeah, let's hope for the best. And now I turn my attention to my baby, who literally hates to be in the car. And yeah, I talk to you later. Fingers crossed. Hello, so this was the vlog about this case with the Belastingdienst. I am going to learn about the judgment or about the outcome of the case in a few weeks. I will definitely tell it to you. And thank you for all of you who have been keeping their fingers crossed for me. I find this very exciting, and as as difficult as it is sometimes to handle this case. And you know, it feels bad in an emotional, psychological level that someone says, you know what you're doing, that's not really, you know, it's not really the real thing. Dapper Dragen is not really an entrepreneurship and not really a company. And I think that is really difficult psychologically sometimes to just pause that and say, you know, well, I am, but it's also not a phone shop, you know, where you just buy a lot of things, sell a lot of things, and it's really clear from the numbers what you're doing. Here I'm trying to teach parents and professionals about something that's a little bit unique and a little bit forgotten here in today's Western society. And this, you know, healthcare isn't the kind of product that is going to bring in buckets of money anyway, especially immediately. Now, having said that, I do believe that we have to handle healthcare just as any other good business, with a good business model, with a sustainable income. We should imagine our goals, because this is the way to go, right? So we have to make sure that good things are available and will be available for a longer time, and for that it has to work, and you have to earn money with it, either through governments or foundations or your own activities. It depends on where you are and what's achievable. So I have to keep that in mind, really focus on my goals and not let myself being discouraged by this entire tax office case. However, yeah, it's a nice learning curve, and I'm happy to involve you in it. I'm happy to share with you how it is to work with a child, how it is to, you know, run this family business. I think it's something that we can all learn from. So I could have gotten scared, and in the first few days I was, you know, really nervous, and then I just decided that I'm not going to have, sorry baby, hey, I will play with you, sleepless nights because of this, because it's not worth it, right? So I'm not there for myself and for my family if I let this occupy my life and take over my life entirely. So yeah, I learned a lot, and even if I will lose the case and I will have to pay a shitload of money back, which wouldn't be nice, and sorry for the word, I learned something, and it was a lecture from life that is really something to take with me if I want to grow Dapper Dragen into the business where I'm working with amazing people whom I can, pay monthly. That's the idea, to build a team whom I'm going to support and with whom we are going to realize Dapper Dragen's mission. So yeah, I've learned a lot. I'll tell you how it turned out, and I hope that this video is going to be useful for you to learn about how to work with children, how to overcome your anxiety and avoiding conflicts, and how not to give up when it's tough as an entrepreneur. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I see you next time. Bye bye.